Hello and welcome back to Almost Solitaire. This is the first video in a long time. Actually, about a year ago was the last time when I uploaded a video, when I did these Great War playthroughs. So it's high time again to do some gaming. And I will jump back in history, a rather big jump actually. So I will be playing Commands and Colors Ancients. So it's the a cousin to the Great War series, because it's based on the same Commands and Colors system. But this is Ancients, and I will use a scenario from the first expansion, Greeks and Eastern Kingdoms, and I will actually go back as far as Commands and Colors Ancients currently can, because this is the first scenario or the oldest scenario found in any of the expansions. So I will be playing Marathon for 90 BC, Solitaire of course, and again, if you have watched my Great War videos, I'm having my own Solitaire system for that game, and I will be using a somewhat similar to that in this game, but well, this is a bit simpler in that way that you don't have these HQ tokens and this extra deck of cards. You just have these command cards in this game, which is clean and nice, I think. So I'll explain in a while how I will implement my Solitaire rules for this. So Marathon. So we have the Persians here on this side of the game board, and this is a classic. I think I don't have to explain that much of this battle. They have basically landed here at Marathon Bay, Persians, doing some unloading, and suddenly the Athenians show up. I think they have some additional units or troops from Plataea reinforcing them. So we have the leader here, Callimachus, and another leader here, Miltiades. And the Persians are led by Datis, and they also had Artaphernes here as another leader. If we look at the scenario details here, the Greeks will move first. We'll play until we reached 6 banners, or that side that first gain 6 banners by eliminating 6 units or leaders from the other side will win the battle. Some special rules. The stream, this one is fordable. This means you have to stop when you enter the stream, and there are some battle penalties if you are attacking from or into a stream actually. I think the only way not to get a penalty is by firing missile fire into a ford or a river. Then you don't get any penalties, but otherwise you do. The sea hexes and hills are impossible. We have some hills here on the Persian right, and we have the sea hexes here. So on those hexes no unit can enter. Okay, so as for my Solitaire rules, it's again about these cards, or actually the amount of cards dealt. So in a standard game, the Greeks will get 6 command cards, and the Persians will get 5. I will decrease those pretty much actually. I will give the Greeks 3 cards and the Persians 2 cards. And the reason for that is basically because, well, because I'm playing Solitaire, and I mean, if I have a full hand of like 6 cards, if I play against a standard game against an opponent, I of course look at my cards. I do plan like a long-term plan based on my hand, right? So, for instance, I may think, okay, I play these 2 cards on one section first to put some pressure there, and then depending on how it goes, I play some specific cards that I have decided beforehand. But when playing Solitaire, it's a bit different. At least it's weird in my head to have these long-term plans for both sides as I'm playing them both, because knowing the other side's long-term plan, I can easily, just harass it because I know of it, but I should not know about it. So that's why I want to play with a few cards, because then it will be a more opportunistic play, I guess, and some short-term solutions and planning. And I think I like that more when I play Solitaire. So when I will be playing these scenarios, I'm planning to play more of these because I think this is a very good game, so I will be playing more of the ancient games. So this is how I'm going to play it. When there is one card difference between the sides, I will deal the one with most cards 3 and the other 2. Would they be even? Let's say both would have had 5 cards in this scenario. I will give them 2 and 2. And if there is a 2 card difference between the one with most and least cards, then I will probably deal the one with most cards 4 cards and the other side 2 cards. That's basically it. So I think we're ready to start. I have done the setup, as you can see here. We could have just a quick look. I mean, even though I mentioned about these long-term plans based on the cards I get, that's one thing. But I still want, kind of a long-term plan based on the units I have in play, though, right? Because, well, it's kind of obvious what you want to do. For instance, if you look at the Greeks, they are very, very strong at the flanks. They have heavy infantry and some medium heavy there. Same goes for the other flank. 2 heavies and 1 medium heavy. And their center is somewhat thin and light. It's light, and there is a few auxiliary units there. So the long-term plan for the Greeks will be to try to push as fast as possible on the flanks and try to hold out in the center with the lights. As for the Persians, it's the kind of other way around. They have, very light units on the flanks, some auxiliaries, and same goes for their right. Only light units here, right? So on the other hand, they have some bow units here, and that's really interesting, because that will also affect how I want to plan the game. Because, for instance, on this flank I have 2 bow units that actually, they have a range of 3, so they can reach the Greek line from the beginning. So maybe I'll try to hold them off by showering them with arrows, basically, and then at the same time try to push on the center, because here we are a bit stronger as the Persians. We have 2 medium infantry here, we have some auxiliaries here. They're kind of good. I like the auxiliaries. They have this missile capability, and still they perform okay in melee combat, and especially as there is a leader adjacent, they also hit with the leader symbols on the die, which is this symbol. So they can be quite deadly if they reach the enemy lines there. Also, back here we have two medium heavy cavalry coming, they will spend some turn just to get over this river, of course, but if the Persians can reinforce their center and then reach the Greek center line and in good attack, that could be really devastating. So I think this is a cool match. So that will be both sides' battle plans, more or less. And then let's see if Philippides will run back to Athens, making the first marathon with good or bad news. Okay, so I have dealt the cards, 2 for the Persians, 3 for the Greek, and I think we're ready to start turn 1. And as I said, the Greeks will start play, and will play until one side have reached 6 victory banners. Let's get going. Okay, so here we have the Greek hand. They have order 4 units left, which will be on, well, on the right side from this view. Heavy troops, and they have a double time where they can order 4 or fewer foot units in a group. They should be adjacent and linked. They may move 2 hexes and still combat, and I mean, this is a good opportunity to get close to the Persians right away, because we could move already up to the line here with 3 units, or actually 4 units, or here, and we can then follow up with the heavies, right? So on the other hand, we have this card, so maybe we should press on here, because we could do the double time now, and then we could continue here, or with this card, so we can actually get, you know, at least 2 turns after the double time to press on these guys. And I mean, there are some bow units here, at least this one, that cannot retreat, because remember, the hills are impossible in this scenario, and he cannot retreat through own units, so this guy is stuck. By the way, I should fetch the unit card so we can check the stats of a unit, because there are some units that can evade, and we need to check who can do that. Just a moment, I'll fetch that display. Okay, so here's the reference card. So as you can see, the light bow infantry, they may evade, and so do, of course, regular lights, but Auxilia cannot evade. So those are kind of light units, but they cannot evade. On the other hand, they are a bit more heavy in melee combat and stuff like that. Okay, also I did like this. I will use these card holders to have some easier time, but I will not look at the Persian cards yet. I have just put them there facing the back at me. Also, I can mention them when I will draw a new card after I have played a card. I will turn the card around so I don't see what card I did draw. So it will be a bit of a surprise for the next turn, so I cannot plan the other side's movements and attacks based on what new card I got there. So yeah, I will do like that. Kind of like I did in the Great War. Okay, so I'll go with the plan I mentioned. I will do a double time, and I will activate guys in this sector. So it will be 4 adjacent units. So I will activate this group and do the movement, and I will try to wipe out this guy. That will be a good first move. So the Greeks are not slowly advancing in any phalanx here, they are rushing the Persians, who are just deploying here, I guess. So they will be. So the Persian right side has been taken by surprise. This guy moves there. Can still battle with it. I will mark those guys that can battle by, you know, tipping over one of the blocks. Okay, so then we have the mediums. I will rush them here. They can battle. I will. This card doesn't allow me to do ranged combat. So if I move up these guys, I need to close combat someone. Oh well. That's only 2 dice, I guess. Let's see again on the reference chart here. Close combat dice, yeah, that's 2, and no sword hits. Pretty weak in melee combat, these guys. So I don't know. On the other hand, if I would move the leader up here, Miltades, then I will actually hit at least with the helmets or the leader symbols. But these guys can evade. I don't know. Because they can be pretty hard struck back when these guys activate. Let's do it. Let's go all in. So these guys rush up here too, the lights. And to boost those guys, I will move back the heavy with the leader back there. So I can get the bonus hits from the leader symbols. Okay, so I have 3 units that can battle. And I will start at on this flank. That's a heavy infantry. And heavy infantry battle with 5 close combat dice. They are really deadly. So I will get 5 dice against that bow infantry there. But I don't have the leader adjacent to me, so I will not hit with the leader symbol. But you know, green symbols will hit and swords will hit. Also, I will gain hits with these dice if I get more than 1. He can ignore 1 because he has support with 2 units. I could do another attack here first to scare these guys away, and then he loses his support. But I don't want to do that. I want to do it in this order. So let's see. 5 dice. Okay, that's 3 hits. That's a miss. And he can ignore that one, so actually he has 1 block left. 3 down. That's a good first hit. And he can actually fight back now with 1 die. And he misses. So that guy's done. Now the thing is... Do I want to battle from here to here or here to here? Because it's a bit of a waste to battle these guys. But I don't want this guy to get away on the other hand, so I'll do it. So medium infantry, battle with 4 dice. Let's see if we get that. Okay, I got a leader symbol. I got a leader adjacent, so this is done. So the Greeks now gain 1 victory banner. Put it there. Okay. Also, this guy may now momentum advance into this hex because well, if you empty the hex either by eliminating it or if it retreats away, you can move in there. Also, if you have the leader with you in the same hex, not adjacent, then you can actually do another combat as a momentum bonus combat. But I don't have it there now. Also, if I go into that hex, he could actually, you know, move up some units there, and then I had no retreat path, so he could hit me with flags too. So I will not do that. So I will stay here, holding my ground here. I'm waiting to see what happens here. So I will attack with my lights against his other bow infantry, who now can evade. And if he evades, he needs to go 2 hexes away. His problem is if he goes to the river or here, he will fire less efficiently. On the other hand, if he stays adjacent to me, he cannot fire at all, and close combat is not a good option with these guys. So I will actually choose to do the evade. So I go here. This guy may still combat with 2 dice, but only greens hit. But he got 1 green, so 1 block down there too. Okay. And since he did evade, you cannot actually momentum advance, so this guy don't have the option to go there. So evade is excluded from that. Okay, so that was the Greeks' first turn. Pretty impressive, I'd say, because they did some real damage. They destroyed one of the very important bow units there completely, because the battle plan on this flank was to, you know, hold these heavies away with intense fire, but that opportunity is already lost now. Okay, so we discard that card. We put the Greek cards away and draw them a new card. I will not look at it. I will just put it here and then see what the Persians can do. Okay, so they have order medium troops or 3 units left. Okay, so medium troops, they have only in the center, and the bad thing is that those are kind of locked behind here. They cannot move up. Of course, I could move up these so they at least get onto the river, because then I could actually hit them with cavalry attack next time. Maybe that's not too bad anyway. The other option would be to activate 3 units on this flank. I could of course put some fire up there. I could move up some lights and throw some javelins there, but I don't know. Which is better? Try to deal some damage there, or actually try to do something with the mediums. Too bad these guys are locked there, because they can only move 1 hex, so they cannot attack. These guys move 3 hexes, but they cannot attack because they had to stop on the river. Sucks a bit. What to do? Okay, I'll go for the medium troops. Yeah, I do that. I'll play the medium troops. Okay, so I can activate less than or equal to your command, and the command for these scenarios is still, even though I play with less cards, the command is 5. So I could order up to 5 medium troops, but I only have 4. So I will activate these 4. I will do this to show which ones I have activated. And now it's movement. And I will actually move these guys up here. I know I'm blocking the path for my cavalry, but I hope I can fix that. The other cavalry I will move there. Then I have 1 medium infantry left with a leader. Since I'm putting most of the force to that direction, I still need to reinforce here in case the Greeks are doing something here. So I will put them there. Good thing is to put on the line here also is I can activate them either with a center section card or a left hand section card. So that's basically it. No combat from the Persians, so I will turn this around, give them a new card, and it's the Greeks again, turn 2.